Welcome to the most special edition of the Burial Ground, yet the WrestleMania edition. I'm your guest moderator, Aaron Blank, and boys, we got a lot of matches to get into, so let's get right into it and talk about our first match of the night, Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. And as briefly as possible, who do you got and why?
Well, I've definitely got Ronda Rousey. I don't know about you, but personally, I think this is pretty much a given. They're not going to have Ronda come back, win the Rumble, and then lose. So, yeah, I think this one is going to be a good match, definitely. Charlotte is up there with some of the most talented female wrestlers in the entire industry. So I think it should be fun to see what they could do, but it's going to be Ronda.
I feel the same. I see Ronda coming back at WrestleMania and demolishing Charlotte Flair within 10 minutes tops. I see a submission, and I see Ronda becoming a two-time Raw Women's Champion. Actually, my mistake, SmackDown Women's Champion.
Oh, true.
That's very interesting, and as much as I would love to talk about the women more, let's get on to Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. What do you think is going to go on there?
Yeah, well, I know I said Ronda was pretty much a given, but I think if you're going to throw a lob up there, that's going to be this one right here. Drew McIntyre, there's no shot he's going to lose, right? What do you have?
The only way that Drew McIntyre loses if Baron Corbin hits the end of days. No one has ever kicked out of end of days. It's a sacred finisher maneuver, something like Undertaker's tombstone. So that's the only way McIntyre will lose. But if no end of days, McIntyre is demolishing Happy Corbin. He'll be sad Corbin, and on top of that, he'll have his first loss as Happy Corbin.
All right, so yeah, you saying McIntyre then as well?
Yes.
Wow, we're both agreeing on both of the first ones, okay.
Interesting. And to get away from this singles match, let's go on to the tag team. Usos versus Nakamura and Boggs. What we got?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say that Rick Boogs is going to get this one.
Sorry.
It's all good. But yeah, Nakamura and Rick Boogs, I think it's time for the Usos to lose the tag titles. They've had a decent run already, and I think it's going to just set up a lot of friction potentially between the bloodline. If they have the Usos lose the titles, that'll make some more anticipation for the next night. But yeah, I got Nakamura and Boogs. I think they've done great as a tandem. And yeah, that's my guys.
So the Usos are starting night one of WrestleMania, and I believe that the Usos will retain and help the catalyst to Roman and Brock, in which we will talk about at the end of the show. But I don't see Nakamura or Boogs winning the tag titles tonight. Not tonight, on Saturday night, WrestleMania night one.
Okay.
Interesting take. And to continue on the tag team matches, what we got for Mysterios versus The Miz and Logan Paul?
Close enough. Oh yeah, Logan Paul. He's not losing. Logan Paul, you see the size of this man? He's huge. And him and The Miz, they have to protect The Miz. We saw The Miz lose to Shane McMahon a couple years ago, whatever it was. And I think they're going to balance that out now and have The Miz and Logan Paul get the dub in this one.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Logan Paul and The Miz winning because that's my prediction. I just can't figure out a way how the Mysterios is going to pull this off. And if they don't, I see Dominic Mysterio turn on his dad.
Ooh, that would be interesting for sure. A father-son rivalry.
Oh yeah, I think Dominic will probably take the mask.
Oh no, dang. All right, that's going to be an extra point for you if that does happen. I'll give it to you. That's bold.
That would definitely be out of nowhere. But to move on, Seth Rollins and against who knows?
Yeah, so this one is going to be interesting because, of course, the first part of this prediction is going to be who he's actually facing. I would think that it's probably going to be Cody Rhodes. Every rumor up to this point has pretty much been leading towards Cody Rhodes, but it could be Shane McMahon. It could even be someone like Bray Wyatt, who I truly very much would want to be back in the business of some sort. It doesn't have to be WWE, but honestly, I do think he does fit very nicely within the WWE roster and has that history that it would be amazing if it was Bray Wyatt, but if I had to put my life on the line, I would put Cody Rhodes as that TBA. And with that groundbreaking new arrival to WWE, there's no way that he's going to lose right away. He has to start off on a strong point. So Cody Rhodes is going to come back. And not only that, he's going to beat Seth freaking Rollins.
Interesting.
I'm in agreement. I think Cody will show up at WrestleMania Night 1. Or if he doesn't, it may be Shane McMahon. But who knows? We'll find out at Night 1. That's why the graphic is vacant. It may be vacant itself. Show up.
No way. Undefeated wrestler.
Undefeated wrestler at
Never
WrestleMania.
lost.
Never lost. Undefeated. So, so if it's Cody, Cody's definitely going to win. It'll be a great match for the both of them. But if it's not Cody, if it's Shane McMahon, Seth freaking Rollins winning. And he'll probably get a title shot against either the champion between Roman or Brock at the next pay-per-view event.
Very interesting. It would be interesting if Shane McMahon came back. And I do think Seth Rollins would win in that case, but we never know at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a very fun match for sure, no matter who it really is.
All right, so we do have more matches coming up with predictions, but we'll be right back with that.
Athletics. Aaron, there were 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups.
For half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union Building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Welcome back to the Burial Ground and the most exciting episode. We're talking about WrestleMania. So continuing on with the matches, we got Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. What do we think?
All right, we got the two ladies that main event at WrestleMania 35 and 37. The winners of this match has been on the collision course ever since last year's SummerSlam. So we have Bianca Belair as a challenger ever since SummerSlam, since she lost the belt to
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch in 26 seconds.
Yep.
So Bianca has been on the chase. She won the Soul Survivor Series. She had a great run-in at the Rumble. She wound up winning the Elimination Chamber. Now she got a title shot against Becky at WrestleMania. So as much as I want Bianca to win, and what she did last night or Monday night, cutting some of Becky Lynch's hair, I'm going to give this victory to the man, Becky Lynch.
Wow, you got Becky. That's
Yes.
bold. I don't know. I definitely can see that happening just because WWE likes to swerve people a decent amount and just have a little bit of an unpredictable finish. But I don't know. I think this one should be Bianca's match to lose because of everything that you said about her losing at SummerSlam in like less than 30 seconds. It was a tough match for her. She definitely deserved it. And Becky Lynch still has not been pinned since she left for her pregnancy leave. And I think her technically 3-year reign, like she likes to call it, I think that's coming to a close. And it will be Bianca's title. So, yeah, I got Bianca for this match.
But like you said, if Bianca wins, if Bianca wins, it's great. But if she doesn't win, Dallas AT&T Stadium will be in an uproar if she doesn't win. But I'm still going for Becky Lynch at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about like when the challenger or whoever's on the floor at the end usually does lose, but whatever it may be, I think Bianca's going to win anyways.
Definitely agree there. And we're going back to tag matches, and we got New Day versus Sheamus and Holland with Butch in their corner. What were you thinking?
Historically, the New Day has not done well at WrestleMania, so that streak will continue. So I'm going to give this victory simply to Sheamus and Holland at WrestleMania.
Wow. With Butch's interference, or what are you going? It's just going to be a clean victory?
Yes.
Wow. All right. No, I don't know. With the New Day's historic record in mind, I think now is the time for them to kind of balance that out a little bit. And we're going to get a win for the New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are going to avenge the loss of Big E to a certain extent. Again, we wish him very well. But I think this is a time for the New Day to get a big win, just to have a happy moment in the midst of all the chaos of WrestleMania.
Very interesting takes. And to take a break from the matches, we got the KO show. And, you know, with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
What are we thinking is going to happen there?
All right, Austin's returning for the first time in 19 years in a potential quote-unquote match at a WrestleMania. I just watched his match against Rock and Austin 3 at WrestleMania 19, where Austin got stunned. 2 attempt rock bottom, well, three rock bottoms. People's elbow, but he lost with the 3rd rock bottom. Stone Cold and Kevin Owens, they're going to talk, but it's going to come to blows, and I think Austin will close out night 1 of WrestleMania with an old Stone Cold stunner to KO to show him that his stunner prevails more than KO's stunner.
Okay, I see what you're saying. We know legends usually do well when they come back, of course, but you know what? I'm going to say Kevin Owens comes out on top of this brawl. Yeah, no, for real. I think Kevin Owens is going to lay out Stone Cold, and that might set up a match, whether that be at Saudi Arabia, if Stone Cold wants to do that, because who knows. It could be at SummerSlam, maybe even not until next year's WrestleMania. But I do think that Kevin Owens is going to stun the man that made the stunner famous. And Kevin Owens will not only stun him, he'll stun the entire world by laying out Stone Cold and maybe even pouring a can of beer on his knocked out, unconscious body.
In Texas.
In Texas.
In Texas.
The crowd is going to hate it.
Stone Cold's from Victoria, but in Texas?
Yeah, in Texas, imagine the heel heat he would get if he was to do that. That would make and solidify Kevin Owens as the guy on Raw, and who knows where he could go from there. He could have unified championship, I should say. It's no longer just one title there. But yeah, Kevin Owens will get set up as a main eventer.
As much as I would love to keep talking about KO and the show, we have to talk about RK Bro versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Triple threat tag team. Who's going to come out on top?
I got the RKO Bro. They're the champions. They go in WrestleMania. Orton will be the only wrestler ever that held every single title entering WrestleMania. I don't see RKO losing. But even though I see heel tendency from the Street Profits, I don't see RKO losing the title. They just won.
Okay. All right. Well, you might say that you don't see them losing. But, you know, they can have a singles feud at some point. I know it might be a little bit early to break up them as a tag team, but at the same time, have we not seen that as a history of what WWE always does, where they break up tag teams way before they need to get broken up?
Correct.
And I think that this WrestleMania could have a moment like that, where RK Bro, even though they seem like they're doing great, they kind of have some sort of a conflict or whatnot, and that will lead to them losing the tag titles, and none other than the Alpha Academy will take it right back from them.
Okay.
I think that, of course, that would set up a match between Alpha Academy and the Street Profits. Street Profits might turn heel as a result of them losing. I could see that heel turn like you were saying, but yeah.
So going back to singles matches, as much as I would love to keep talking about that, we got Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee.
All right, I got Pat McAfee winning this. He's a loudmouth. He likes to talk. So Austin Theory is a new up-and-coming wrestler. He has Mr. McMahon behind his corner. McAfee hasn't got his hands on Austin Theory, so at WrestleMania Night 1, I think, Yeah, so night one,
Oh, I think that's actually night
McAfee
two,
is
but either way.
probably night two.
It's all good.
so McAfee is gonna win. He's gonna win his actual first match at WrestleMania.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Austin Theory, being Vince McMahon's protege himself, he's gonna get the win as a result of that. I think Austin Theory has got to showcase his talents, and they really want to push him as a star. And what better way than to give him a win at the Showcase of Immortals, WrestleMania?
Very interesting indeed. And we will be heading off to break, but we'll be coming back to talk about more matches, so stay tuned.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Major Discussions is the new show that explores the stories of students right here on campus. I personally came here to SUNY Oswego for the broadcasting program because I love to hear people's stories and to do work just like this.
Welcome back to the Burial Ground, the WrestleMania edition, and we've been talking about a whole bunch of matches. Let's keep it going. We got Edge versus AJ Styles. What are we thinking?
Well, I think this is going to be one of the best matches on the card from an in-ring standpoint. We got Edge, who recently turned heel, versus AJ Styles, who pretty much, he turned face pretty recently, I would say. And because of that, you don't really know, because both of them could use a big victory. I know AJ Styles hasn't really gotten too many wins recently, but I think he's going to stay on that losing track, and I got Edge winning this one. Edge is a great wrestler, and he will win.
I got AJ Styles winning. Two wrestlers, two different eras. Edge from the Attitude Era, AJ Styles from TNA, Impact. They collide. AJ Styles has Michael's tendencies, so I do see AJ Styles finding a way to defeat the ultimate opportunist Edge at WrestleMania.
Okay.
All right, interesting. And we got another star-studded match with Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, this one is going to be great. Johnny Knoxville and the entire cast of Jackass is most likely going to be there. And with anything goes, I think that's a perfect opportunity for the entire cast of Jackass to get the win for Johnny Knoxville, and he's going to win and embarrass Sami Zayn again.
There you go.
I see Johnny Knoxville also winning. WWE likes to have its comedians and entertainers to do well at WrestleMania, so I see Knoxville with the win at WrestleMania. Short, sweet, and simple.
There you go. And we got another women's match, and it's a whole tag titles with Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Natalya, Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. What are we thinking?
Well, yeah, it's a huge match, tons of competitors, but I'm going to have to go with Natalya and Shayna Baszler. I think Shayna Baszler is one of the most underrated women on the roster, and she needs a big win. So I think they're going to have a dominant showing and win the tag titles.
So I personally see Sasha and Naomi winning. Sasha is 0-7, if I'm not mistaken, or 0-6 at WrestleMania. I see that streak coming to an end at WrestleMania. So Sasha, Naomi, victory at WrestleMania in Dallas.
All right, and now we're going back to singles matches with Omos versus Bobby Lashley.
Well, yeah, for this one, I kind of have a surprising take, most likely. I've got Omos winning, and I've got that as a result of the Hurt Business turning on Bobby Lashley. I think that that's a perfect opportunity to give him a manager that he really pretty much needs at this point. And Bobby Lashley is ready to go on his own in the singles world. So, yeah, Omos is going to win.
All right.
I see Bobby Lashley winning. They pushing Bobby Lashley. He's throwing to the title, this fight with Omos. The WWE wouldn't usually do this, but they're doing it. So Bobby Lashley with the victory, the second consecutive victory at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that would end Omos' undefeated streak.
All right, and now to the big match of the night, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Well,
winner takes all.
Yeah, winner takes all. It's got to be the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. All I've got to say to that one is acknowledge him.
My take on that as well, I see Roman winning after 7 years of facing Brock Lesnar and 3 WrestleMania matches. It's like an Austin Rock rivalry, but now the tribal chief, I'm acknowledging him on the burial ground.
Yes, as you should.
Roman with the world titles.
All right, very interesting takes, but don't go just yet. We have more planned for this show, a nice little wheel. Stay tuned.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union Building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night.
Welcome back to the Burial Ground. And you know, both of these guys have made their predictions for the big WrestleMania pay-per-view. So if you guys lose, you're going to have to face this wheel in which we got some nice punishments. We got, you know, just a nice shaving your head bald, in which, you know, Bianca Belair kind of gave Becky Lynch a nice little haircut.
Yeah, we know that's a wrestling trope, hair versus hair. So, you know what, we had to add it to this wheel right here.
McMahon versus Trump.
No way. That did happen.
But, you know, we also got some nice other ones, like Singing in the Quad. You know, wrestlers have their big intro songs. Doing the Triple H entrance, classic.
Bottled water and
you know,
all.
dyeing your hair like the Undertaker's colors. Just a couple of nice ones.
Got a little handlebar going, Hulk Hogan style. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Cooking a random meal of the opponent's choosing as well. Getting broken through a table. Who knows? Someone might take a very nasty bump. There's a Macho Man. There's plenty of options, but I think we got to get spinning.
Yeah, so I think it's only right as the guest that I choose who.
Clyde, what do you expect to happen here? What are you worried
Singing. I'm
about?
hoping bald.
Singing? You want it to be, singing it is! Oh no, so whoever loses is gonna have to go to the quad.
Oh man, I love it.
Fully populated. We're not gonna go there when there's no one there. It's gotta have a full audience in attendance. So yeah, you ready for this?
Of course.
You got some
We can do
songs
this
in
at
mind?
Singers.
Yeah. Clyde just does this on the regular every week. He's just out there in the quad singing all of the most
You got any
classic theme
favorites?
songs.
Cult of Personality.
That's a great
classic.
one.
What about
yeah.
you?
You know, there's plenty of ones. Edge's Metalingus, that's a great one. No more words. You know, I am unashamed to say I do have multiple wrestlers theme songs on my normal playlist.
Me too.
Especially for the gym playlist. That has more than I'd like to admit. But whatever it may be, there are some good songs. So don't knock this business. The songs recently, I do have to say, I don't think they've been that great. They're kind of just generic in my opinion.
Choppy.
Yeah, just thrown together. The songs of the past, though, they had that character tie-in most of the time.
Like The Undertaker, Austin, Razors, Rocks.
You're gonna sing Austin.
Many of Triple H's theme songs are hits.
There
The
you
Game, The King of Kings.
Wow, we're really gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, you know, good luck to whoever does that. I'll
it's
be
not gonna be
definitely
me.
staying there in the audience watching.
I have full confidence in my picks. You will not be seeing me in the quad. It will be Clyde, 1,000%.
Yeah. So if it's a tie,
to Megan.
You both gotta do
we
it.
both gotta do it.
Oh, is that the rule? We're gonna both
Well,
sing
we
in the
could-
quad,
we
have a little
could-
duet action.
Hey, why not?
You can you harmonize? I could go high or low, so whatever you want. That's up to you.
So we thank you for joining us on the Burial Ground. You'll catch us next week.
Or 2 weeks from now, because
Actually,
next week
2 weeks
is
from now.
Quest. So have a great Quest, and we will see you when we're finally back in 2 weeks. Thank you all so much for watching. And you got to see what was going to happen. We're going to have that video all played out for you. All right.
Athletics. Aaron, there were 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups.
For half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Welcome to Understood.org, a free online resource for parents of kids with learning and attention issues, with personalized recommendations, tools, and daily access to experts to help your child thrive. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.